Welcome to the 7th Annual Hispanic Heritage Month celebration for the town of Brookhaven. In 2013, Supervisor Edward Romaine established the first Hispanic Advisory Board in the town of Brookhaven in recognition of the growing population of Latinos living, working, and contributing to the rich diversity of residents in the town. Each year, the Hispanic Advisory Board, along with the town board, hosts an annual Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. Welcome all. I'd like to bring up Elizabeth Guzman to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
At this point, I'd like to have Pastor Rigoberto and Yvette Guzman, board members, to please come up for the invocation.
Buenos días. Dios les bendiga.
Good morning. God bless you.
Mi nombre es Rigoberto Guzmán y soy del Salvador.
My name is Rigoberto Guzman, and I am from El Salvador.
También a mi lado está mi esposa, Yvette, que es de Puerto Rico.
Also next to me is my wife, Yvette, who is from Puerto Rico.
Somos pastores de la Iglesia Cristiana Emanuel en Center Moriches.
We are pastors of the Emmanuel Christian Church from Santa Moriches.
Para nosotros es un honor estar acá otra vez y ser parte de la Junta Asesora Hispana del pueblo de Brookhaven.
For us, it's an honor to be here again and be part of the Hispanic Advisory Board of the people of Brookhaven,
Donde se va a estar reconociendo a las personas que han trabajado incansablemente durante todos estos meses de la pandemia.
where people who have worked tirelessly during all these months of the pandemic will be recognized,
Y las familias que han sido afectadas fuertemente.
and the families that have been severely affected.
Vamos a orar.
Let's pray.
Eterno Dios que estás en los cielos,
Eternal God who is in heaven,
pedimos tu bendición sobre las familias del pueblo de Brookhaven
we ask for your blessing for the families of the village of Brookhaven
y los alrededores.
and all around.
Oramos especialmente por las familias que han sido afectadas
We pray especially for the families who have been affected
y han perdido a un ser querido.
and have lost a loved one.
Señor, pedimos tu fortaleza
Lord, we ask for your strength.
y toma todo dolor,
Take all pain away,
toda tristeza que pueda haber en sus vidas
all sadness which you can see in their lives,
y reemplázalo con tu amor,
and replace it with your love,
con tu gozo y tu paz.
with your joy and your peace.
En el nombre de tu Hijo amado Jesucristo te lo pedimos y te damos gracias. Amén.
In the name of your beloved Son, Jesus Christ, we ask you and thank you. Amen.
Gracias por su tiempo.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for that. Each year, Americans observe National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th by celebrating the histories, cultures, contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. The Hispanic Heritage service began in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to cover a 30-day period started September 15th and then ended on October 15th. It was enacted into law on August 17th, 1988, on the approval of Public Law 100-402. The September 15th date is significant because it's the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and in addition, Mexico and Chile celebrate their independence days on the 16th and September, respectively. Also, Columbus Day, or El Día de la Raza, which is October 12th, falls on this 30-day period. Just some quick facts. The United States has the second largest population of Hispanic people in the world, only second to Mexico. 61.9 are of Mexican background, 9.7 are of Puerto Rican, 4% Cuban, 3.9 Salvadorian, 3.5 Dominicano, and 2.5 Guatemalan. As of July 1st, 2019, the Hispanic population of the United States was 60.6 million people, making people of Hispanic origin of the nation's largest ethnic or racial minority. With that, again, I'd like to welcome everybody, and I appreciate you being here. I'm proud to be a citizen of the town of Brookhaven, which is a global community where everybody is welcome and we live united. With that, I'd like to present Chairwoman Jamie Ulloa, please.
Thank you, Guillermo. I want to thank everyone for coming. Today is a very special day. I want to thank the Guale family. We worked very hard together. I want to thank the supervisor that I personally can say has been a champion for the Hispanic community here in the town of Brookhaven. I've known the man most of my life. My husband is from Ecuador, and he has always created an environment for my husband and the rest of our family that is amazing, that we experience in no other place here on Long Island. So being elected to the board of Brookhaven was such an honor for me because it has always been a home here for us and for the entire Latino family. And I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank the staff that has always been here to help the supervisor and everyone. And I want to thank all the council people and the supervisor. The Hispanic Advisory Board exists to serve as the liaison between the Hispanic community and the town of Brookhaven, as well as the supervisor. The board serves as a sounding board to the town of Brookhaven and the town board, and will provide viable recommendations on policies that will advance the social and economic well-being of Hispanics and all citizens in the town of Brookhaven. La Junta Asesora del Municipio de Brookhaven existe como un enlace entre la comunidad hispana y el municipio de Brookhaven y el alcalde de Brookhaven. La Junta escucha y reparte los consejos de la comunidad latina. Provimos recomendaciones para nuevas políticas a la municipio de Brookhaven y la Junta de Brookhaven. Estas políticas avanzan socialmente y económicamente en la mejoría de la comunidad hispana en el municipio de Brookhaven.
At this time, we'd like to introduce our board members.
En ese momento, nos gustaría introducir nuestros miembros de la Junta.
Please enjoy this video.
Por favor, disfruta ese video.
My name is Jose Nunez. I'm a sergeant with the Deputy Sheriffs, and I'm also on the Hispanic Advisory Board for the town of Brookhaven.
My name is Lorena Gonzalez. I was born in Guayaquil, Ecuador, and came to the United States when I was 3 with my parents and my 3 brothers.
My name is Martha Gillette, and I was born in 1971 in Puerto Rico.
My name is Paula Arbeláez. I was born and raised in Colombia.
Hello, my name is Sonia Dungy, and I am of Puerto Rican descent.
Hello, my name is Veronica Morante, and I'm original from Lima, Peru. I came to New York to study English, left my family in Peru, and I know how difficult it is to come to a place that you don't know the language.
Like most Hispanics and Hispanic immigrants, my parents left their homeland and careers to come to the United States to give their children a brighter future and a better education.
Since it was so difficult for me in the beginning, in a strange country, I feel for the many Hispanic that faces the same type of issues. Maybe that's what drove me to go into public services.
A couple of years ago, I was asked by Supervisor Ed Romaine if I can join a vision he had to try to form a Hispanic advisory board here in Suffolk, in the town of Brookhaven. Brookhaven being the largest town out of the 10 towns of Suffolk and the most populous. He saw the change in demographics, and he wanted to form an environment of inclusion. And he wanted to show our, as we would call, unique similarities. And I know that might sound like a paradox to use it in the same sentence, but every culture has its own uniqueness, but we all have something in common. We all come here, we want better jobs for ourselves, better place to live for our children. We all want homes. And he needed to incorporate and have the new residents that were coming in, the Hispanic residents, feel that they were part of Brookhaven town.
That's when my membership, being a member of the Town of Brookhaven Advisory Board, becomes a very important part of my life, as I feel that it allows me the opportunity to give back to my community in whichever way I can or we can as a group.
My main focus is to be able to educate the Hispanic community in what services are available to them, especially in this time that we're going through right now. There's many services that are available that they either are unaware of or they are lacking to reach out for fear of retaliation.
Just over a year ago, I started representing the South Country community of East Patchogue, South Yaphank, Medford, and North Bellport Village area in the town of Brookhaven's Hispanic Advisory Board. It has been very humbling for me because in my community I have grown to see the Hispanic community grow, the community commercially, residentially, and improve our property value.
I am honored to be serving the Hispanic Advisory Board, continuing to discuss the needs of our Hispanic community. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce Lucia Elam, the liaison between the Hispanic Advisory Board and the town of Brookhaven. Thank you.
My name is Lucia Elam, and I'm the liaison to the Brookhaven Hispanic Advisory Board. This year marks the 7th annual Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, and although it is like no other, this year is especially meaningful because we are recognizing community members who have been working tirelessly and risked their lives every day as we continue to fight against COVID-19. Your courage, commitment, and compassion does not go unnoticed. It is for this reason that we would like to honor you, but also to say thank you for saving lives.
I'd like to just name our board members. Again, I'm the Vice Chairman, Guillermo. And Paula Arbeláez couldn't be here with us today. Sonia Dungy, Martha Gillette, Lorena Gonzalez, Belinda Gorman, Yvette Guzman, Rigoberto Guzman, Jamie Ulloa, Veronica Morante, Jose Nunez, and myself. Thank you very much. I'd like to bring up the town supervisor, Edward Romaine, please.
First of all, welcome. This is our 7th annual Hispanic Heritage Month here in the town of Brookhaven. When I became supervisor, it was important that we recognize the fastest growing ethnic group in this town, which are Hispanics. They represent almost 15% of the population of this town. Not only do they represent a percentage number, they represent an infusion to the American mosaic. We're a country made up of a lot of different groups and people coming together. And if you look, and I know it's on some coin, it may be the quarter, it may be the nickel, the slogan of the United States is clearly written in Latin, E pluribus unum, from many, one. That is the slogan of our country. We have people that come from all over. And I know this year we are looking to talk about the theme of this Hispanic month, which is be proud of your past, embrace your future. We have people that come from many Hispanic cultures, different cultures, be it South America, Central America, the Caribbean, even Europe. And they each bring a different element to this town. We are very proud indeed. Now, normally we would celebrate, this room would be filled. Behind us, we would have 100 or so students. Students who are ACE students who are Hispanic descent. And I always love to come here when I see that, because I look behind me and I see the future of this town and the future of this country. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we don't have that type of celebration this year. 2020 will go down in the history books as one of the most unusual years in this country's history. But we will be honoring and sending certificates to each of the students that would have qualified, would have been here, to just give them a pat on the back for their accomplishments. Our honorees, however, are here, the Guale family. This is a family that has been on the front line of fighting the pandemics. And let me talk about this family. It's a remarkable family. And please come on all up, because we have proclamations. And I'm going to allow my board members each to hand those out. But this is a family whose parents came from Ecuador. Mother was born in LA, I believe, but then emigrated back to Ecuador, then came back to New York City, met your husband who came from Ecuador in New York City, was married in 1976. Have I missed anything? No. All right. So next year will be what, your 35th anniversary? 45th? 45th anniversary. Wow, that's great. And they had 3 children. The mother, Nancy, is a home health aide for Preferred Home Health Care. The daughter, Shirley, is a Spanish-speaking office assistant, but also worked as a nurse's aide. Michelle is currently a school nurse for just kids in Lindenhurst and Middle Island. And their son was a licensed practical nurse at Affinity Skilled Living. Unfortunately, as an essential worker, he contracted the virus and passed away. He was 34 years old. I can only imagine the sorrow. This November, it will be 11 years that my son, who was 36, passed away very suddenly. When something like that happens, it leaves a hole in your heart that can never be filled. So I understand the pain. And I know his wife, Marissa, is here. And Marissa, with her children, are here. So I just want to say, in some small way, I understand. But we're honoring them because they're all involved in one way or another in the healthcare industry. People say, well, who's helping us fight this pandemic? You don't wear uniforms all the time. You don't carry guns. but you are on the front line of this war against a global pandemic that has taken many victims who have died and those who have suffered, including our president and his wife. So I want to thank you, and I'm going to let each of the board members give out these proclamations, but I wanted to speak to you personally and tell you we are so proud of you. And you may have come from Ecuador, you may be Hispanics. We view you as Americans, and we view you as frontline workers, and we view you as people fighting to save our civilization from this dreaded pandemic. Thank you for all you do. You have all of the thanks of this town, and the members of this board, and your family is not only welcomed in this town, contributing to this town, but helping us fight this pandemic. Thank you. I'm going to ask each of the board members to say a few words.
It's always hard to follow the supervisor. He speaks so well and so just so clearly about, our love of the Hispanic community here in the town of Brookhaven, and it's been a great honor for me representing my area to be able to work with people of Hispanic descent and really try to bring our communities together. I certainly want to thank Guillermo and Jamie and the rest of the members of the board for putting this all together this month. They do an absolutely phenomenal job every year with this. It's just great to see the excitement around this event every year, even though it's a little bit different this year, but it's still very good as always. As far as the Guale family goes, thank you all. This whole pandemic has put us all kind of into a tailspin, and to see a family all come together, not only to support each other through some very difficult times, I'm very sorry for your loss, but to also go out and help the community. I mean, this is what the Hispanic community is about. This is what our community here in the town of Brookhaven is about families coming together, not only to help each other, but to help everyone else. And I just want to pass along my deepest condolences, but my extreme thanks for all that you've done. And I was given the proclamation today that's naming today as the Guale Family Day in the town of Brookhaven. So I will pass that certificate along to you. So thank you all very much for everything that you've done. Have my colleague Neil Foley come up next.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to speak to you guys, even though everybody's out there, but we've learned a lot the past 25 years in this country what it means to be a hero. When I was a kid, I used to look at baseball players and football players as heroes. 9/11 happened, we changed the definition. And I see that you're emotional, and I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, your husband is a hero. And you will tell stories to your children about him. 2020 will be in a year in this country's history that we'll never forget. So there really is not much to say here, and I just want to say to you, your family, God bless you. Keep your husband's spirit alive, and he really is, once again, a hero, and thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Valerie Cartwright. I'm a councilwoman in the town of Brookhaven, representing District 1, and it's my honor to be here today to honor this family. As Councilman Foley indicated, that your husband is here, but I truly believe that he's looking down and smiling at how we are honoring the family for what you have done and what you continue to do to help our community each and every day. And your husband's life brought the community together in a way that was so heartfelt. I was telling Marissa earlier that Karen from my community had reached out to me because I represent District 1, which is where Mather Hospital is, to see if there's something that we could do. And the entire community was just coming together to see what it is that they can do to help you in this time of need. So just remember that he brought unity throughout the community, even in his last days. And I cannot imagine what you're feeling right now, but know that my prayers are with you, Marissa, and your entire family. So with that, I say thank you for all that you continue to do. Keep yourself safe, and we'd like to continue to honor you today on the Guale Family Day. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Deputy Town Clerk Lauren Thoden. I'm here on behalf of the town clerk who was unable to attend this morning, but she wanted to make sure that I was here to express my sincere condolences, but also to say thank you. To say thank you for the sacrifices that you have all made in helping the community as we continue together to combat this pandemic. So, thank you.
What we didn't say in the entrance and welcoming everyone is this year the board came together looking on how we can do things different. And it was resounding amongst many of the board members asking to honor the Guale family, because many of us have been touched by this family and worked with this family through there. And what we did decide this year, instead of doing what we normally do, is we did decide that everyone was honoring all these different types of heroes, but no one ever honored the unsung heroes of the pandemia. And that's what the town of Brookhaven is doing. And thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for that. With that, I'd also like to just say that I personally met Raul as well, and type of guy who had an infectious smile and just made the whole room light up with his kindness, you know, just a natural kindness that he was, and I'll talk to you more about it after. But with that said, I'd also like to present to you from the town, the Hispanic Advisory Board, a plaque in recognition of your dedication and commitment to serving our community during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Guale family, in love and memory of Raul Guale, Jr.
We also have some recognitions for the children. Angelique? She's not here. Juliet? Jasmine? Aubrey?
Aubrey, this for you.
You won.
Emilio? And Elijah.
At this time, I'd like to invite the family members to say a few words. Whoever would like to speak, please. Okay. You want to say anything? Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. I want to thank you on behalf of our entire Guale family. We can honestly say that we felt the love from this town. We cannot be grateful enough for everything that you've all done for us. You've been a great support. I know my brother is shining. He's proud. He is glowing because he was a part of this town, part of this community, and continues to watch over us every single day. He was an amazing brother, an amazing husband, an amazing father. He is the type of person that I don't think anyone will ever forget or ever want to forget. You're absolutely right. He did. He would light up a room. He'd come in, he'd smile, and forget about it. It was, you were done. You were hooked. There was nothing you could say or do to think differently. You know, now, like I said, moving forward, we do have to be here for each other. We have to just sit there and support each other, not only just family, but community. All of us have to stand by because, you know what, unfortunately, this virus is not over. You know, it's getting better. Hopefully it stays better. Hopefully as a community, as a, you know, a nation, we can all just sit there and realize, you know, that things that we do are not in vain. Things, you know, there's loved ones out there, you know, one death is too many. So, you know, and like I said, I just cannot thank you all enough for everything you've done, for being a support for myself, my entire family. You know, now he lives on through his beautiful girls, Aubrey and Jasmine, and through his beautiful wife and everyone here. And again, thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate this.
God bless you all, and thank you again for being here today. During this year's Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, we honored two business people of the town of Patchogue who were vital during the COVID season. The first is Jose Bonilla, a supermarket owner. Supermarket's name is Bravo. Jose Bonilla was born in the humble, rural hamlet of Triunfo, El Salvador. At the age of 14, Jose escaped the war-ravaged country in the middle of the night and traveled alone to the United States. After a 2-week journey, Jose arrived in Brentwood, where his brothers took him in. In 1997, Jose became a business owner, purchasing a small convenience store in Patchogue. With assistance from his brother, Jose nurtured his fledgling store, often working 10 to 18-hour days. Jose's entrepreneurial skills afforded him the opportunity to open a Bravo supermarket franchise in 2005 in Patchogue Village, along with La Confianza, which is a deli. Jose has truly made a difference in the Brookhaven town and is a true asset to our community. His community service and donations to various charities is admired by all. Please enjoy the video of our trip to Bravo in Patchogue. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you. Today we're celebrating the ceremony for Hispanic Heritage Month. We're here in Patchogue, and we're going to be honoring one of the business owners here, Mr. Jose Bonilla. I'm glad that you could all make it, and I thank you for being here. And I'd like to introduce Neil Foley, Councilman.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Patchogue, actually the village of Patchogue. Today we honor a business person who has worked extremely hard at making this business successful. And I think the common theme here is, Jose, your work ethic. God bless you. Way to go. But I'm honored to be here today, especially in Patchogue. Patchogue has a very special relationship with the Hispanic community. Government and the community work hand in hand to make sure everybody's successful and make sure we all have great quality life for all Americans down here in Patchogue. So at this point, I'm going to pass it over to my colleagues in government. They'll say a few words, and we'll come back here and we'll talk to Jose. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Councilman Kevin Laval.
Oh, he's got to lower the mic. Foley's a little taller than I am. Well, it's always great to be here. You know, this month we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And I can tell you from the groups I work with in my district and throughout this whole township, the Hispanic culture is made up of a lot of very proud and hardworking people. And, you know, this is a great example of that. Jose has been here in this location for 15 years now, running this business. You started off back in 1997 with a smaller business. So this is a person who's been in our business community, has worked to develop a business. And this is a great highlight of what goes on and the hard work and the people that we have here working together, you know, becoming a member of this community. And, you know, being here for 15 years, you really have a following, I could imagine, at this point. So I just want to congratulate you on all the work that you've done and wish you the best and many more years of success. So thank you all very much.
Right now, I'd like to introduce Councilman Mike Legurcio.
Thank you, Neil. And good afternoon, everyone. And Kevin, I have to lower it even more, and then Valerie will bring it back up here again. But thank you, everyone, for being here today. And as the Brookhaven Town liaison to the Hispanic Advisory Council, it is especially special to me to see someone, a hardworking person, who took a business from the ground up and brought it to be so successful as you are. So we wish you tremendous continued success and all the best, and we're all here to help you. So congratulations. Best to you. Thank you.
I'll raise it up for you, Councilwoman. I do want to say, on behalf of Supervisor Romaine, Councilman Dan Panico, and Councilwoman Jane Bonner, they do send their regards and love to you, Jose. At this point, I will introduce Councilwoman Valerie Cartwright.
Thank
Thank you, Councilman Foley. First, I'd like to say thank you to the supervisor, of course, my colleagues, and the Hispanic Advisory Board for continuing to do this on an annual basis. It's so important that we recognize our business owners within the Hispanic community. Bravo has become a staple within this community, and we thank you for all that you've been doing, not only here with the supermarket, but everything that you have been doing to give back to the community, and that is extremely important. You clearly have an amazing work ethic. I've read through your bio, and I'm very happy to stand here today to congratulate you and provide you with this proclamation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And I'm Guillermo Sandoval. I've been chairman for the past 3 years, and this year I'm vice chairman, and I'd like to introduce the chairwoman, Jamie Ulloa. We're going to now be asking you some questions. Vamos a preguntar unas preguntas. When did you start the business, and why did you start your business?
¿Cuándo empezó su negocio y por qué empezó su negocio?
Mi negocio lo comencé en 1997. Vi la necesidad aquí de una oportunidad que me presentó y viendo la comunidad latina que necesitaba nuestros productos, eso me motivó a venir a Pacho.
Okay. He said basically that he started it because there was a need for people in the Hispanic community to have the products that they consume, and it was overall their necessity that made them start the business. Since COVID, unfortunately, things have changed a lot, and we've had to make drastic changes to survive as business owners, I imagine, and as people in general. What obstacles did you face through the pandemic?
Desde COVID, hay muchos obstáculos que usted tenía que enfrentar durante ese tiempo. ¿Cuáles son unos de los obstáculos que usted tenía que enfrentar?
Uno fue cuando aprobaron el 50% de entrar a los negocios, eso afectó mucho, pero usé las normas, los reglamentos del gobernador de Mario Cuomo, por ejemplo, usar las mascarillas, tener el health, estar pendiente de los clientes y de los empleados que estuvieran cumpliendo las normativas que nuestro gobernador recomendó.
So it has been difficult indeed. He followed the guidelines that were put out there by the government, and also made sure that people wore their masks. He sanitized the business, had sanitizer on hand available for people. So yes, he had to adapt to it, but he overcame. And lastly, ¿cuáles beneficios piensa usted que usted le ha dado a la comunidad hispana? ¿Cómo ha podido beneficiar a la comunidad hispana?
You changed up on me. So what do you think
In
that
Spanish.
you did? You just said it in Spanish. Okay. So what do you think you did for the community here, for the Latino community during COVID?
Sí, bueno, siempre la atención fue normal, siempre trayendo los productos, dándole la atención máxima y igual aconsejando a las familias para que el COVID no pudiera, se me olvidó la frase de
seguir creciendo.
De seguir creciendo en las familias. Ese fue mi objetivo, de ayudarles a ellos a hacerles conciencias. Y también siempre trayendo los productos para que las familias no estuvieran escasos. Otra es que cuando en esta pandemia muchas familias quedaron sin alimentos, y Bravo Supermarket fue uno de los pioneros en ayudar a todas estas familias que se habían quedado o no podían salir a comprar. Entonces Bravo se vio la necesidad de soportar estas familias.
So,
he said a lot there.
Yeah, there was a lot said, but he said mainly, and he is a staple of the community, as others have alluded here today. So, advising people, educating them on the virus in order to keep them safe. But having the products available, if you all remember, we had shortages of supplies and things at this time. So we worked very hard to continue to have them at hand. And lastly, he was one of the first people that gave away food and supplies to people in a time of need, which was very necessary. We don't need to explain how that went, but yes, thank you for the answers. With that, before I give it back to Councilman Neil Foley, I'd like to present you with a plaque from the Town of Brookhaven Hispanic Advisory Board. Jamie and I would like to present it to you with Lucia and everybody else. Lucia, please come up. Congratulations.
And I did want to say, coming from a family that is Ecuadorian, thank God for Bravo, because the majority of my family that lives here in Patchogue always comes to this store so that we're able to get the products from Ecuador just like they were at home. Gracias a Dios que él está aquí, porque mi familia que son ecuatorianos siempre vienen aquí a comprar para coger los productos que somos acostumbrados a tener en nuestras casas.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lastly,
Thank you.
I do want to recognize just two other people very quickly. We are in the village of Patchogue, and I'd like to recognize Mayor Paul Panieri and Deputy Mayor Jack Krieger. Absolutely. You know, the village of Patchogue has made tremendous strides working together with the Hispanic community, and they took a tragedy years ago, and we all learned from it, and we learned to communicate from it, and we are definitely a much better place as one community than a divided community. So I just want to say thank you, Jack, and thank you, Paul. Now we have a proclamation, Jose, on behalf of my colleagues and the supervisor. We'd like to recognize you and your hard-working efforts and what you've done for this community. So in the town of Brookhaven, on behalf of all my colleagues and 500,000 people, today is your day in the town of Brookhaven. So congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We'll take a picture.
We do have one more proclamation, but I do want to thank our wonderful staff at the town of Brookhaven, Lucia, Guillermo, and Jamie, who are work so hard 12 months of the year and are like liaisons to the Hispanic community. Thank you so much for what you do for the town.
Thank you.
And Jamie, I know Jamie has a proclamation too.
Today I wear two hats. Today I wear two hats, not only the chairwoman of the Hispanic Advisory Board for the town of Brookhaven, but I'm also a congressional aide for Congressman Lee Zeldin. And Congressman Lee Zeldin recognizes the hard work of the Hispanic community, and I try to keep out in the Hispanic community as much as possible so that we focus on the business owners here in the town of Brookhaven. So this is from eso es de la congresista Lee Zeldin, reconociendo tu trabajo duro que es hecho aquí en la comunidad.
Next, we traveled to Vilma Guia's restaurant called Los Andes. Vilma Guia and Alex Casas are incredible examples of the American dream and how hard work and dedication can lead to a prosperity and success. Their dream of owning a business did not come easy. As immigrants, they found it difficult to obtain good employment, working in factories and cleaning houses, while they never lost sight of their dream of owning their own business. In 2006, the determined couple opened a restaurant named Machu Picchu. However, being first-time business owners and not having experience, this business closed after a short period of time. Vilma and Alex, with help from family, learned from the mistakes and were wiser from them. More determined than ever, they opened another restaurant called Los Andes in village of Patchogue. Together, they were able to capture the exclusive Peruvian style the restaurant offers today and has been recognized as Long Island's best Peruvian restaurant. Unfortunately, Brookhaven town has lost a community leader when Alex, the husband, passed on in 2018. His great name will live in his children, Angela, Alexia, and his family's piece of the American dream. Enjoy this video when we went to Los Andes restaurant and also tasted their great food. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We're here gathering in Patchogue today, celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm joined by Chairwoman Jamie Ulloa. I'm Vice Chair of the Hispanic Advisory Board, and I'm also joined by councilmen and councilwomen of the town of Brookhaven. With that being said, I would like to present to you Neil Foley, Councilman Neil Foley.
Thank you. And Guillermo, please do a shout out. Thank you for what you do. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. Today we're celebrating two things. One is we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and number two is we're celebrating Vilma and her late husband, Alex. Alex unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, but he's left a legacy. He's left an American dream, a family, and a beautiful, loving wife. He came here from Peru many years ago. You know, like most Hispanic Americans, you know, language was tough initially. Just adapting to the American culture was a little tough initially. But the common theme here is family and work ethic. And this is what you see here. This is truly the American dream. And we're looking to celebrate both of their lives right now. But before we continue, I want to introduce two of my colleagues on the town board. Right now, Councilman Michael Lagercio.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. You know, as the Brookhaven Town Liaison to the Hispanic Advisory Council, this is especially exciting to me to see such hardworking people come to this country, take a business from the ground up, and make it extremely successful. And I'm sure that Alex is looking down upon you right now and smiling because he's probably so tremendously proud of you. So congratulations, and we wish you so much continued success. Thank you.
Councilwoman Valerie Cartwright.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Foley. Congratulations. This is well-deserved, and we know that your husband, Alex, is looking down on us and smiling. We want to say thank you for all the great work that you do in this community. The Hispanic Advisory Board does a lot of great work for the town of Brookhaven, and it finds people and organizations and businesses like this business that are doing so much for the community, and they make sure that we come together to honor you. So we're honoring you today for not only being an investment within this community and having your business here, but also for all that you give back to the community. Thank you.
So with that being said, I'm going to be asking some questions. My colleague and chairwoman will be translating them, and then I'll translate them back to English. Señora, felicitaciones primero que nada. ¿Cuándo y por qué razón empezó su negocio?
When and why did you start your business?
Disculpe, primeramente quiero agradecer a Dios que me da esta oportunidad de estar aquí frente a ustedes. Agradecer a Dios por un día más de vida que nos da cada uno de nosotros. Para mí es muy hermoso lo que está pasando hoy día y la verdad agradezco a todos ustedes por haberse dado tiempo de venir aquí y prestar atención a los Andes Restaurantes.
So she wants to thank God for another day in life, in this beautiful life, and she likes to thank all of us for coming out and doing this for her. She really appreciates it.
Yo abrí el restaurante.
I opened the restaurant
La primera semana de mayo porque era importante para mí abrir el restaurante porque estaba mis empleados sin trabajo, tenía muchos gastos que pagar, tenía deudas pendientes y estaba muy difícil y por esa razón llegué a abrir el restaurante.
So she opened the restaurant in May, realizing, reopened it, I should say, realizing her workers needed work and, there was debts to be paid. So she tried to open as quick as she could, safely. But when did you open it originally?
Yo abrí el restaurante en el año 2006. El restaurante se llamaba Machu Picchu, fue ubicado en Deer Park, New York. Eso fue el primer restaurante en el 2006. Luego después abrí este restaurante hace 6 años que ya estoy aquí, trabajando arduamente juntamente con mis empleados.
So I opened my first restaurant in 2006 in Deer Park. It was called Machu Picchu. And I opened this restaurant 6 years ago. And through hard work, we've been able to maintain. Okay, now, what have been some of the obstacles that you faced through the pandemic?
¿Cuál fue uno de los obstáculos que usted ha enfrentado durante la pandemia?
La verdad fue, después de haber trabajado tantos años, fue tan difícil que me tocó pasar este año. Era algo espantoso y terrible lo que estaba sucediendo. Y llegué a cerrar el restaurante casi 2 meses y mandar a mis empleados a su casa y dejarlos sin trabajo.
It was overall just a horrific and scary experience. And on top of that, to have to send your workers home without being able to continue to pay them was very difficult as well. ¿Y cuáles ha sido alguna de las formas que usted ha podido ayudar a la comunidad hispana?
What were some of the ways that you were able to help the Hispanic community during the pandemic and with COVID?
Primeramente,
First
están
of all.
mis empleados. Ante todos, las personas son mis empleados. Les di dinero a ellos para que ellos puedan mantenerse y vivir con las compras y las
Well.
cosas. Y también salí a las calles repartiendo comidas a las personas que esperan con muchas ganas.
Okay. So she said that she was able to pay her workers in spite of all the obstacles, which was the greatest thing for her. And aside from that, she went out to the streets and gave food to people who were in need. I'd like to have them come up, please, if I could. Los trabajadores, por favor. Vengan acá. She has been adamant about including them, which is the right thing to do, and she really appreciates your hard work. So thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you.
With that being said, from the town of Brookhaven Hispanic Advisory Board, Vice Chairman Guillermo Sandoval and Chairwoman Jamie Ulloa, I would like to present you with this plaque.
Felicidades y gracias por el trabajo que has hecho por la comunidad y por sus empleados. Gracias a todos los empleados. Thank you for
Gracias.
all of the employees for what you've done for the community.
Thank you really for coming here, and I really appreciated that. You know, taking time in here, and I am so happy. I wish my husband can stay here, wherever
He's here
it
watching
is,
us.
wherever he is.
Yeah.
He is, looking me.
Yes.
How happy I am.
Yeah.
And then
Congratulations.
there is I have a boyfriend. His name is John. There
Hey,
he
John.
is.
Okay, John.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'd like to present Councilman Neil Foley to present the proclamation, please.
Thank you. I just want to mention one other person who does a wonderful job in the Bellport, East Patchogue community, and Councilman Gurchi, I work with her all the time, is Martha Gillette. Thank you, Martha, for all you do for the community.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we also have a couple other council people that would want to send their regards to you, especially Supervisor Romaine. He knows we're here. He sends his love and congratulations to you. We have Councilman Kevin Laval, Councilman Dan Panico, and Councilwoman Jane Bonner. So growing up in the restaurant business, I know it's probably one of the hardest businesses to ever start up and run. It's affected by everything, the weather, the economy, the holidays, and the fact that most restaurants don't succeed and you've been successful over the years is just a tremendous compliment to you and your family here and your work ethic. So, Vilma and the Bee, on behalf of Brookhaven's 500,000 people and the town board, today is your day in the town of Brookhaven. Congratulations.
And I also like to bring up Lucia Elan, please. She works tirelessly to put this together every year, and I appreciate all the help and the way that she runs this whole thing. So thank you as well. And thank you, Ms. Vilma.
I wear 2 hats today. Today, I also, not only am I the chairwoman of the Hispanic Advisory Board, but I'm a congressional aide for Congressman Lee Zeldin. His office is right over here. And Congressman Lee Zeldin supports all businesses, especially Hispanic businesses, and he wanted to make sure that we presented you with a recognition by the Congressman Lee Zeldin, thanking you for all you've done for the community. El congresista Lee Zeldin te agradezca todo que se ha hecho por la comunidad y él apoya todos los negocios, especialmente los negocios latinos.
She just wants to thank.
Me estoy olvidando de las personas me estoy olvidando de las personas tan importantes que trabajan conmigo. Graciela, María como manager, entre otras personas. Mi hija Ángela Casas, mi hija menor Alexia, mi sobrina y todas las personas que hoy día me acompañaron. Para mí es una memoria muy grande e inolvidable que me la llevo aquí. Que Dios me lo bendiga a cada uno de ustedes. God bless to everybody. Thank you for coming here and taking time and prest attention, Los Andes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next honorees are some unsung heroes. American Maintenance does the janitorial work for the town of Brookhaven and have worked tirelessly through the pandemic. Enjoy this video of them in action.
Hello, my name is Claudia Bernal. I'm the crew leader for the Brookhaven Town Hall cleaning staff. Este año fuimos escogidos para ser honorados por el mes de la Hispanidad. My co-workers and I became essential workers last March as the COVID-19 pandemic invaded our day-by-day life. Our day begins at 5:30 a.m. before the town hall employees report to work. We now have added the task of disinfecting high touch points and employees' workstations into our regular cleaning routines. The staff is using solution of quaternary ammonia and water to clean and disinfect the workstation tab. The solution is wiped on the surface and is left wet so the solution can dry over a period of 15 minutes. This 15 minutes of dwell time will make sure the quaternary ammonia solutions has enough dwell time to kill any COVID-19 on the work surface. The crew continues spray disinfecting high touch points like door handles, light switches, elevator call buttons, etc. as we move through the building during our regular cleaning, dusting, and recycling pickup routines. A nombre de Ana González, Michael Córdoba, Héctor Rosa, Thomas Lutz y yo le queremos agradecer a la Junta de Asesoría Hispana por este honor. De verdad lo apreciamos.
This part of the program, I'm going to introduce Councilwoman Cartwright, and we're going to talk about people we see every day that help us do our job. And on occasion, we hear some Spanish spoken. And with that, Councilwoman Cartwright.
Thank you, Supervisor. Thank you, Supervisor. So it is a privilege today to honor our American maintenance staff. They come into our building at 5:30 a.m. every morning. I don't think I'm even up at 5:30.
Toothpicks in my eye.
They come here and they clean and they take care of our building. And during this time period, particularly COVID, it's even more important that we know that we have trusted staff, trusted members of our town of Brookhaven community that can come here and set everything up and disinfect and make everything look nice and pretty for when we come in to work and serve the town of Brookhaven. So we want to say thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for, even during this COVID period, coming here and making sure that we are taken care of and making sure that we are safe when we come to work here. So we want to take a moment today to honor each and every one of you for the diligent work that you do in cleaning and maintaining our town hall. If we can just give them all a round of applause for all that they do. So we're going to call each and every one of you up, and you can stay up when you come. Just like scoot over a little so the next person can come. Claudia Bernal. Hector Rosa. Ana Gonzalez. Michael Cordoba.
Michael.
And Thomas Lutz. And if I may just say that each and every certificate is signed by every elected official here within the town of Brookhaven. I just had the privilege of presenting it today. Thank you.
On behalf of the town clerk, Donna Lenz, the town clerk just wanted to have me express our sincere appreciation throughout the entire pandemic. As we came into the office each day, we had the utmost confidence in the ability for us to complete our work because we knew that you were here taking care of the disinfecting and the cleaning. And it really, for the workload that got placed on the town clerk's office during the pandemic due to the unfortunate exponential spike in the deaths that occurred in the town, we knew we had absolute confidence coming into the office to make sure that we could provide the necessary services for the residents of the town. So thank you.
At this time, we'd also like to present you with a plaque from the Town of Brookhaven Hispanic Advisory Board for American maintenance employees. One of you could come up and get this. Thank you. There you go. Maybe hang it up in the break room or something, right? Okay. Sure.
Okay, now I'm going to take off my hat of a chairwoman of the Hispanic Advisory Board. I'm going to just put my congressional hat on for a second, a congressional aide hat. Congressman Zeldin wanted to make sure that he gave proclamations. We worked very hard and had a very strong relationship with the Guale family all during the time. And he did want to honor Raul past, I can't say the word past, in past, so I did want to present this on his behalf. So he wanted to make sure that the staff also has this to put up in their break room from the congressman.
So at this time, could I please have Pastor Guzman come up? Thank you.
Muchas gracias a cada uno de ustedes por haber venido.
Thank you very much for each and every one of you that have come today.
Gracias a la familia Guales.
Thank you for the Guale family.
Mi esposa creció juntamente con Raúl y sus hermanas en la iglesia. Se conocen por muchos años.
My wife, as a childhood, was raised with the Guale family kids.
Y también agradecemos al supervisor Edward Romain por reconocer la comunidad hispana, por reconocer el trabajo que nuestra gente hace.
We thank also Supervisor Brookhaven Edward Romain for recognizing the families.
Y para cerrar, vamos a orar y vamos a dar gracias a Dios.
And to close, we're going to close with the prayer and we're going to give thanks to God.
Padre eterno,
Eternal God,
hoy venimos ante ti
we come before you
para darte gracias
to give you thanks
por este día.
for this day.
Señor,
Lord,
gracias por los líderes.
thank you for the leaders.
Gracias por el supervisor
Thank you for the supervisor,
Edward Romain
Edward Romain,
y cada persona que forma parte de la Junta Asesora de la Comunidad Hispana.
and every person that works around him in the community of Brookhaven.
Hoy pedimos, Señor, por cada familia,
We ask you for every family
que tú los bendigas.
that you bless them,
Aquellos que están pasando momentos de dolor,
those that are going through a difficult time.
trae tu paz,
Bring your peace,
trae consuelo.
bring comfort.
En el nombre de Jesús.
In the name of Jesus,
Oramos.
we pray.
Amén.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all very much for attending today. Again, I'm proud to be a citizen of the town of Brookhaven, a global community like I mentioned, and I want to thank the supervisor and the town council. Thank you very much for having us every year. And I'd like to also thank Lucia. Without Lucia, we could not do this, and there she is. So let's give her a hand. So thank you, Lucia. We appreciate it. Thank you all for coming. Would you like to say anything?
Danos gracias al Dios y al supervisor por todo el apoyo que nos ha dado y gracias por la Lucía Lam, porque sin la Lucía esa junta no podía hacer absolutamente nada. Ella es la piedra, la apoyadora, todo. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros.
From the bottom of our hearts, Vice Chairman Guillermo and Jamie Ulloa, thank you for watching this video. God bless America.
Del fondo de nuestros corazones, gracias por ver este video y que Dios le bendiga Estados Unidos. Gracias.